Hello everyone, welcome to Danganronpa. So, last time we were in the trash and we learned a bit about Kyoko, to say the least. I mean, after all, the character we're playing as is now, I don't know if it's canon or not. I don't know. I just believe it because like it would make sense in the end that his love interest after this game ends, Kyoko, came by, and yeah, mainly because they're more attached to each other than they are to the other characters. Besides Makoto, Hiro, and Byakuya. Nowhere near Toko, though. Mainly because that was my decision. I mean, of course, anyone has their own selections too within the free times, and yeah. But yeah, we learned more. As much as some hints were obvious, she hates her father. She's a detective. And eventually Makoto's getting laid. Anyways, so yeah, let's talk to her again. So, now what do we do? I'm glad I didn't die, of course, but if the mastermind finds out, and what about you too? You helped me, so they might...
Listen.
You're worried? Yeah, of course!
So then
let's just get a concrete answer. Huh?
In other words...
Do you like me? Let's ask Monokuma if there's a problem with you escaping. Wait, that's...
However...
If we try to hide, it's only a matter of time until we're found out, and it's not like we can run away. As she said that, she pointed at the nearby surveillance camera. So you're saying rather than stressing over getting cut out, we should just give up now? Don't worry. What you think is going to happen isn't. Because the mastermind is the one that's ensnared. The mastermind is ensnared. You said something like that before. What does it mean? I didn't take much English.
So...
The mastermind stood exposed during the investigation into Mikuro's death. There's a moment when the mastermind let their guard down. There was?
Right.
If we talk to Monokuma, we can confirm it. And it'll be better for us if we go to him directly before he tracks us down. That should help with our negotiations. I'm still a little, super uneasy about this. But we don't really have a choice, do we?
Indeed.
Monokuma should be in the gym.
Shall we go?
Let's get going. Alright. Why are you breathing a lot? His penis is out. Put that thing away. Alright, here we go.
Well now.
Hey, with 7 more hays. Kyoko, I don't mind so much.
I don't believe it!
But Makoto's supposed to be dead. What's he doing here? That's exactly how I'd thought he'd react. Are we really gonna be okay? You're supposed to be punished. Did Kyoko help you?
What?
So what if I did? What would you do? If the guilty party is exposed during the class trial, they alone will be executed. It's unfortunate, but that is the rule. So now I gotta punish you again. And this time I won't leave anything to chance. Kyoko! Do whatever you feel you have to. What? You bitch!
However...
But before you do, let me just say one thing.
No.
If you execute Makoto, that means you lose. Not that that matters to you, right? I lose? You're talking to me like I'm Celestia. You, explain yourself. What do you mean by that?
Because...
Well, you set up this latest class trial yourself, right? I was getting in your way, so you wanted an excuse to kill me.
In other words...
I was supposed to be chosen as the Blackened, and then executed, right? Hey, what are you talking about?
However...
But when Makoto chose to overlook my lie, your plan came crashing down. The results of the trial weren't at all what you were expecting, because you never imagined that in the position, one person would protect another like that. I mean, it's obvious he's fucking gonna be.
Right.
And in response to that unexpected development,
Indeed.
you reacted by proclaiming Makoto the Blackened and trying to execute him. You made the choice out of desperation. No, more than that. You must have realized that Makoto, who refused to be manipulated, was a threat to you as well. Or it could have just been that we wanted you to be the main character, you know.
However,
But then there was another unexpected development waiting for you. An entity that would throw a wrench, so to speak, in your precious execution machinery. Alter ego! Oh, alter ego! You never imagined the possibility of a being that could come to our aid even after you killed it.
am I wrong?
Now here's the absolute truth. Makoto didn't kill Mukuro. You did. Why is he singing Alter Ego by Tame Impala? Is there something going on?
Listen to me.
So executing Makoto for it would surely be a violation of your rules, which I know you love so much. If the Blackened is exposed, they alone will be executed. That's what you told us, right? And that means I lose. You talk a big game. You saying the Blackened is me and not Makoto.
Well,
Heck, you can prove this, right?
Wow.
No, I can't. Don't just say it like that! What is this? A comedy routine? To make such bold claims without a shred of evidence?
That doesn't matter.
I don't have any right now, but with a little more time, I guarantee I'll find some. But depicting of, you know, the plot armor.
That's right.
Because no matter how deeply you try to bury it, there is only one there is only ever one absolute truth. And now you're trying to talk like some kind of famous detective type? I am. If Makoto really was the killer, he never would have come to you winning like this. I probably would have slapped him. Maybe even cried a little the fact that he killed someone. He would have feared for his life, feared another execution. He would have tried to run and hide. He would have been gripped by the despair you so love to inspire.
However,
But here we are, confronting you with nothing but hope in our hearts.
what the heck?
And that's supposed to be enough to convince me in the absence of evidence.
indeed.
It's not you I'm trying to convince.
Hey,
If you were to execute Makoto now, everyone out there watching this would be extremely displeased. I mean, over the character that's probably whatever. It's spoilers. Huh?
indeed.
Imagine what everyone out there would think if you killed Makoto. They would assume that you killed him because what we said is exactly right.
Listen to me.
Despair can never kill hope.
Hey,
Of course, you can say we're just making this all up. You're welcome to prove us wrong. No, you have no choice but to prove it. Because if you kill Makoto without proving your own innocence, you will be accepting your own fate. If you want to earn our despair fair and square,
that's what we have to do.
then I suggest you take my advice. So, what is this advice of yours?
It's true.
To do Mukuro's trial over again. Only... Oh shit, my mouse is getting fucked up. Oh no, that's not the mouse that's getting messed up. It's the... Or is it? Oh, that's just the skin on top of it. Wow, I used this thing too much that I fucking... peeled skin off of it. Wow, alright. Only this time, you'll follow the school regulations to ensure a fair trial.
It's time for one last showdown. One final battle between hope and despair. Hey,
Well, that would make for a popular climax, wouldn't you say? A fair trial, one last showdown, in other words. This will be our chance to expose the true identity of Mukuro's killer, of the mastermind themselves, and bang after this. But what reason would the mastermind have to accept the challenge? They'll probably just execute me without another word just to keep Kyoko. Well, no, actually, now that I think about it, Kyoko's in the smart. Interesting.
Bear it!
Very interesting indeed. Barry, Are we with the shit again?
What's wrong?
Oh, I was getting bored, so I just decided to change things up a little. So, time for bear jokes. Now, what you suggested might be possible. It would certainly make for one honey of a climax. Ugh!
In other words,
Does that mean you accept?
You guys!
If we do things your way, that'll be enough to convince you and the viewers, right? And it would cause you unbearable despair, right? Ugh! Then I'm prepared to agree to your terms. Ugh! Will your hope win out, or my despair claim victory?
I can barely contain
Okay, let's have one finally grisly. Shut up! He agreed! Then we still have a shot at this!
Bear it!
Now let's kiss! But this is the long-awaited climax, right? Just guessing the killer is barely... Wait. Oh, shit. Fuck! Makoto, is there something you want to tell me? Shit! But this is the long-awaited climax, right? Just guessing the killer is barely a fitting end.
Guys!
So for this final face-off, you'll have to unearth all the mysteries that have been buried here. Ah! All the mysteries? That's right, every last mystery that's pawing around in the school. If you can do that,
I can barely
then that'll be enough to qualify as a victory for... Ah!
it's true.
That's what we've been trying to do all along. Okay, well good, then let's spare it all. If you can claw your way to the victory, to the truth of Mukuro's death, and solve the mysteries of the school,
Guys!
then you win! Is there no... Ah! But if you can't do all that, we'll all face execution, right? I can barely contain my excitement! When you learn the whole truth, what kind of despair will you show me? Wait a minute. Hold on. If he's... Oh, well, so I'm fucked because plot armor. We're as excited as you are, I'm sure.
Listen to me.
I mean, aren't you excited, Makoto? I'm excited to fuck you after this. Okay, when we have uncovered every last truth, how will the ultimate despair reveal their own despair? I honestly can't believe how this all turned out.
Hey,
But before we get started, I want to clarify one more thing. Do you remember the rule? When one student kills another, that's when a class trial is held.
What's wrong?
I remember that for sure. So what? Ah!
hey,
I just want you to get... shit. Kyoku, don't be... I just want to confirm, that is what you said, right? And it's a true statement? You don't have to be so suspicious. You have to be so suspicious. I've said it before, but it bears repeating. Everything is based on the school regulations. And having a trial for Mukuro is no exception to that. Huh? Mukuro's trial is no exception? That's part of the regulations? Which would have to mean that whoever killed Mukuro... It's a very polarizing approach. I know, but... Okay, enough puns. Anyway, here's the... Thank God! I'm sure I told you this already, but... This killing game began with 16 participants, all of them high school students. And the only people to take a single step in Hope's Peak since the killing game began are those 16 students. What?
listen.
Are you telling the truth? Why'd he go all quiet all of a sudden?
Now I'm really angry!
I'm done talking. I got nothing left to say to you. So get lost, would ya? Why so mad? He seems emotionally unstable. Well, that's what you seemed earlier.
Hey!
Leave me alone. Get out of here. Okay, I'm going. You're really gonna let me go? I don't even care anymore. You're all gonna get your punishment later anyway. I need to start getting it ready. A super duper extra special punishment overflowing with despair. Pooh, boo, pooh.
Hey,
Come on, Makoto. Let's go. Okay. Pooh. Onakuma's unstable laughter seemed to cling to us as we walked away, and just like that, we were out of the gym. I could hardly believe it, but somehow I ended up not getting executed. I still had my life, and we still had a chance. Overall, things turned out way better than expected. Now, I am Ultimate Plot Armor Boy. Once again, I was in Kyoko's debt. Kyoko, thank you. Everything I have right now is... No, not everything. You still haven't promised that blowjob. Everything I have right now is because of you.
However,
Don't thank me just yet. The real battle is still ahead of what did you just say?
Yeah, true.
whew,
But still, I'm glad it worked out. I wasn't sure if the enemy would accept my proposal.
But honestly, what would make... Well, why would the mastermind agree to that? I mean, they don't stand to gain anything from a final showdown, do they?
so
They had no choice but to accept.
Huh?
because
It's all because of that one moment that the mastermind let down their guard. Like I said,
So when was it that the mastermind let their guard down?
so
I wasn't there to hear it myself. But do you remember what the mastermind said? They said they had hijacked the airwaves to broadcast our school life to the outside world, right?
Yeah, they definitely said that.
listen.
And what did you think when you heard that? Pretty hard to believe, right?
Well, I mean, the idea of actually taking over the airways seems so unbelievable.
Indeed.
You don't exactly read about something like that happening very often, so it's hard to imagine. In other words, that kind of thing is extremely difficult to pull off.
However,
And yet, somehow, the mastermind was able to do it.
in other words,
But think of it another way. There must have been some reason they had to do something that difficult.
A reason?
so
They had to show the world something, no matter the cost. Us killing each other.
They want to show the world.
it would seem
The mastermind has been very adamant about not killing us directly, but forcing us to kill each other. And all the rules and regulations were designed to encourage that.
Yeah, that makes sense. If the stupid regulations didn't exist, nobody would have killed anybody.
in other words,
So the mastermind's ultimate goal was to make us kill each other and show that off to the world.
But why?
correct.
To prove a point, most likely.
Prove a point.
Hey,
The outside world has a name for the students of Hope's Peak, right? A certain concept.
You're talking about hope, right?
that's right.
And for those of us who represent hope to kill each other and sink into despair, the mastermind wants the world to see that, to try and prove that despair is better than hope. That's their goal, as the ultimate despair.
What? They wanted to prove that despair is better than hope? But that's ridiculous!
It's true.
You're right, it is ridiculous, completely irrational. It's the kind of thing that nobody but those who call themselves the ultimate despair would devise. That group whose only purpose and motivation comes from despair.
But is that really their only reason for making the rest of us suffer?
Makoto,
I know how angry it must make you, and yet, that same motivation is what led to the mastermind revealing their weakness.
What?
in other words,
Because their goal is to broadcast this killing game to the world. The mastermind has had to be more particular than is reasonable about their own regulations. If the mastermind simply ignored their rules, this wouldn't have been a game, but a one-sided slaughter.
Oh, I love water.
at the very least,
At least, that's how those who are watching this would have seen it.
And that's why the mastermind couldn't kill any of us themselves?
indeed.
That is precisely the reason. No matter how much they hate what I'm doing, I haven't violated a single one of their regulations. Junko broke the rules, so she was punished. But in my case, they couldn't lay a finger on me.
Right.
So instead, they tried to use the class trial, following all their proper rules to get me killed. They began a trial that didn't have a right answer, that made me out to be the killer.
But even that didn't work.
It's true.
Yes, thanks to you. And due to that failure, the mastermind took yet another risk by trying to kill you before even... Well, actually, no. Are you saying you want to fuck me? They attempted to kill you instead, who was also not the killer. And that when that fact was exposed on live TV to the entire outside world, the mastermind had
The mastermind had to accept your suggestion?
Indeed.
To prove to the world that despair is better than hope, they had to defeat us in perfect form.
In other words,
It would only do the mastermind harm to have shown that they had violated their own regulations.
But all that was a hunch, right? And you were still able to get the mastermind to accept your challenge?
however,
Well, it's only thanks to you that we got that chance, because you believed in me. Another path opened up.
This is kind of like the possibilities that she puts into perspective and kind of like the pay thing that you'll need. Paths will only open up due to a specific thing, and paths that are already opened up will close down if that certain possibility is correct. And in that case, once you have passed through the possibility, you're on a path and you have moved forward, and that now you're getting closer to what it is. Yeah. Learn a lot from these games, people. Maybe in some other life, you'll become a detective. So I can't believe how much of the mastermind's thoughts and plans you were able to figure out. I didn't have the slightest clue. I'm fucking stupid compared to you, but at least I'm optimistic. And when will you give me that blowjob?
wrong.
I'm not giving you a blowjob. In the end, though, I couldn't prove any of it. It was just my reasoning. Essentially, I was making a bet.
Whew.
But it looks like I got it right. This time, at least, I won the bet. I mean, how would you react if I won a bet against Celeste?
She let out a quick sigh. I took it as a small sign of relief.
To be honest, I haven't been that nervous in a long time.
I totally couldn't tell you were nervous at all. You seemed totally confident from the moment we decided to go talk to him. And I mean, through the free time events, you totally looked like you wanted to suck me off.
Well, presenting a strong demeanor is a fundamental part of negotiating improvisation, wouldn't you say?
I do want to practice this, not gonna lie. I think this would help out a lot in life.
Plus, if I showed my uneasiness, that would have just made you much more uneasy. And that you probably would have been even more sad. But still, you're not getting a blowjob.
Yeah, you're probably right. How pathetic.
However,
Anyway, we can't relax just yet. All we've done is earn another chance to fight. We have to win this time,
correct.
or everything we've gone through will have been for nothing.
And now I'll miss my blowjob!
Like I said,
You're right. If we can't defeat the mastermind, it'll cost us our lives. There's no option except to win.
Hey,
but before we begin the final battle, we have to tell the others what's going on.
True, but now we know who our real enemy is. All I have to do now is work together with everyone to destroy the mastermind. By the way, once I'm finished with this session, I think tomorrow may be the last session of the mainline story. Yeah. I'm probably it's not going to be the end line of the episodes, but because we're likely beginning the investigation tomorrow due to things I'm going to do, this will likely be the next session tomorrow. Once I'm finished with stuff, will be the last one. Tomorrow for y'all will be like the next part in chapter 3. But for me, it'll be the final session, and then I can just do everything else.
Work together with everyone.
however,
Is that really possible?
Huh?
anyway,
Right now, we have to go find the others.
shall we go?
They're probably in the dorm somewhere. Shall we go?
As long as you suck me. No. Someday I'll get that blowjob. Alright, so they're not in their rooms, they're actually in there. I was gonna test though if I did go and try to check in there. Fuck. Anyways, let's head in there. And suddenly, we were greeted with... Skipper ass, you look your crackers. You again? Expeller 103.2.12.255. That's my IP address. Is he broken?
I suppose his emotional instability reached its limit.
I mean, my emotional instability reached its limit if you won't give me a
Shut up. Act 3 for some equals send Act 61.
Jeez, what the heck?
However,
I wonder what that was all about.
Well, I don't see anyone else in here, so you wanna...
I'm gonna beat you.
I couldn't help but let out a sigh of a sigh of relief and disappointment. Ah! Hey, she won't give me that blowjob.
What?
It's everyone.
Makoto?
You guys!
It is! There's no two ways about it. That's Makoto.
Huh? You survived?
Sounds like a...
Jeez. You're like a stubborn little cockroach, you know that?
You know what's interesting? I don't think he said that in like a disappointed attitude. I think he said that as like, I'm impressed.
I'm just asking to make sure, but you're not a ghost, right?
Hero, I'm beating you down. Everyone was there. All my friends who had struggled together and survived. As soon as I saw their faces, I couldn't help myself. I started to tear up.
What?
Wait, what's that smell?
What the heck?
Yeah, man, that seriously stinks!
It's Makoto! It sounds like a white dog! Get away! Shoo shoo!
And in a flash, my tears dried up, and I prepared the submachine gun. Alright, well, let's talk to them in the order.
Yo,
Makoto, what was it like hanging out in the spirit world? I didn't go... You know what, Hero? It was pretty cool. You know, I met fucking Kyoko in there. We did a lot of things. She's hot, blowy, hot thing.
I did not do any of that.
you know?
Did you get to talk to her? Who? Miss Cleo! No, I didn't talk to her. I mean, I didn't go to the spirit world. I mean, who the heck is Miss Cleo? Becca!
I still can't believe you survived.
Yeah, me either.
Do you realize why it is you escaped execution?
Blood armor. It was alter ego. He saved my life.
That's right.
Not too many people can say they had their lives saved by a computer program. I imagine it was a learning experience for you.
Owie! So what have you guys been doing while I was gone?
Well, we figured that since the trial was over, we'd have access to new places again.
And...
No dice. All the rooms that were locked before are still locked.
So we're in new areas. Then where can we go to find new clues? Oh, there will be new areas.
You stink. Are you rotten?
God, you fucking suck. God, you fucking suck. You notice that?
Rotten physically, mentally, everywhere you can be rotten.
Sorry, I was rolling around in garbage for a while. Would you like a sniff?
The smell is so smelly. It's super smelly. It's smelly worse than me. Way worse than me. I win.
She seems happy for some reason. I am very disgusted. Is that why Kyoko won't give me a hot blowy?
Makoto.
There's no time to indulge in an extended happy reunion.
Shut up!
We need to explain to everyone what happened with Monokuma.
Yes.
Byaku with the... Yes. What is it?
Explain what?
But it's okay that you're here. What if the mastermind catches you?
It's true.
That's related to what I have to tell you all.
Action! I need to tell you all about the last class trial.
Last class trial?
In other words.
We're going to redo Mukuro's trial.
Huh?
What? Seriously?
How about that?
What's the point of doing it? Makoto killed her, right? You still have that baseball bat? No, I didn't do it, like I keep telling you.
Wrong.
Makoto isn't the killer, and of course it's not me or any of you. Then who is it?
I see.
What she's saying is, it was all the work of the mastermind.
You know, that completely dethrones her point for what they're about to get into next. What? You're saying the mastermind killed Mukuro?
That's right.
That's right. It was an elaborate trap contrived by the mastermind. Makoto spotted the trap in time, and did what he had to stop it.
However.
But his decision meant that he would be the one to die.
What did you say?
You spotted the trap? Did you, Makoto?
You make it sound like it was easy. I just, you know...
However.
By executing Makoto, who wasn't the Blackened, is a clear violation of the school regulations. The rules state that only the Blackened is to be executed. The mastermind broke their own rules. Which is why I went and negotiated with them to have the trial one more time.
Huh?
And the mastermind agreed! Does that mean they really did break the rules? They had no choice but to agree. You used the TV broadcast to gain the leverage you needed, didn't you?
Correct.
Very observant of you.
Naturally.
I recall what you said at the end of the last trial. When you said, now it's the mastermind that's ensnared. That's what you were referring to.
Don't be mean.
I'm totally in the dark here.
For anyone who doesn't understand, you can ask Kyoko to explain it later. So, now all of this, what do we do now?
About that.
It's about who killed Muguro, right? So our job is to expose the mastermind. But there's more to it than that, correct?
Yeah. For us to win this time, we had to solve every last mystery surrounding the school.
Every last mystery?
But
But we've been looking all around this time, and we still don't know anything, right?
Haven't you heard anything about locker rooms?
anyway,
You probably guessed already, but if we lose this time, everyone dies.
Everyone!
Hey, who said you agreed to those terms about talking to the rest of us? I'm fine with things the way they are. I'm fine living here forever, master. I, meanwhile, want to get out of here as soon as humanly possible.
anyway,
At this point, the only way for us to survive is to unravel the truth. In other
Interesting.
words, one deciphers final battle. A rather interesting development, I say.
but
Figuring out who the mastermind is, and how they killed Mukuro, and all the Musuls and mysteries.
It's a pretty tall friggin' order. Maybe, but this time the trial is different. We know who our enemy is now. So if we work together and search as hard as we can, I'm sure we'll solve all those mysteries.
I'm not so sure about that.
Huh?
I can't agree with the idea of working together with everyone.
Action! This is where it completely derails the point. You can't agree? Why not? I mean, working together with everyone seems like the most obvious way to solve all the mysteries.
indeed.
That's what I thought too, at first. Until Monokuma gave us that little hint of his.
Hint?
It's a very polarizing approach, I know, but okay, enough puns. Anyway, here's a hint. I'm sure I told you this already, but this killing game began with 16 participants, all of them high school students. And the only people to take a single step in Hope's Peak since the killing game began are those 16 students.
I see.
Monokuma said that, did he? Then Kyoko's opinion is perfectly reasonable. Huh? But why?
So in other
The
words,
mastermind really is the one who killed Mukuro, as Kyoko says. The mastermind would have had to set foot in the school, right? Monokuma could probably murder Mukuro, but there's no way you could disguise the scene like that.
in other words,
But according to Monokuma, the only people who have set foot in Hope's Peak are the 16 students who have been taking part in the killing game. Then that mastermind is... There are 15 of us in the main hall at the very beginning. Add in Mukuro and you get 16.
I'm looking at the character.
So the mastermind would have been one of them?
that's right.
And one of those 16 people we started out with, the only ones still alive, are the people standing right here. Need I continue, or do you get it now?
Here's the problem with that. That I have, at least. Sure, the possibility that the mastermind is one of us 6. Of course, since what I like about this is that it's actually there's actually something else to it. But my problem is with it is that if that's the case, why don't we split into 3 groups and solve it together? Because you think that the mastermind would fucking do his best to try to throw the group off. It would make sense, right? If we split in one, that's just gonna make it worse. Like, generally speaking, I don't agree with Kyoko here. And I don't agree with anyone else who's gonna make the statement here. Of course, there is the thing that, you know, we could all, like, hang out within one point and then do our own things, but, like... But, yeah, like I said, I have that problem with this. It completely derails the point that none of us are the mastermind, and then immediately here we are, that one of us could be the mastermind. It's very derailing and annoying. You're saying the mastermind is one of us?
No way!
You can't be serious!
I don't believe it in the... Wait, we can't say for sure that's true yet! Monokuma might have just said all that to confuse us.
Indeed.
It's certainly a possibility, but only one among many.
So is the possibility of one of us being the mastermind.
Mastermind being one of us is also a possibility. And that is one possibility we can't ignore.
I mean, they're an ultimate, right? The ultimate despair, so there must be a high score. You can't say it's not possible.
But if one of us was a mastermind, they would have had to been controlling Monokuma somehow, right? But did you ever see anyone acting suspicious anytime Monokuma was active?
Well,
Maybe they snuck off and controlled him in secret.
but
I don't care how sneaky you are. We would have noticed someone sneaking off that many times.
I'm right.
Or maybe Monokuma was on autopilot. Maybe they let up all the dialogue and actions beforehand. In that case, there's no way he could have had all those back and forth conversations with us.
Well, it wouldn't be entirely possible if they directed the flow of the conversation.
Well, maybe, but still. Ding dong, bing bong. Like I said, like that whole point is a little annoying.
This is a school announcement. You've all probably figured this out by now, but at this point, the killing game has now entered true ending mode.
AKA, who's gonna be the cannon ship mode?
So, in the name of fairness, I will unlock every room in the school. Look wherever you want. Solve the mystery in whatever way you see fit. Then we can all meet up at the class trial, okay?
How very magnanimous of him to unlock all the rooms.
That's fine.
The time for talk is done. Now we need to begin our investigation. But I was planning on working alone from the beginning anyway.
In the name of my family.
At this point, I can only rely on myself, on the Togami blood flowing through my veins. I have no time to worry about the rest of you. Each of you must uphold your responsibility. Well then.
After making his final statement, Becca left the dining hall.
God, my master! He didn't take me with him.
Do you blame him?
Without master, the rest of you are like coffee of cream without the cream, or coffee. You're totally useless.
Not at all.
So bye.
With that Toku treasure out of the dining hall. And now she's gone. And you're gonna go off by yourself, right, Kyoko?
indeed.
That's right.
Which just leaves Makoto, Hina, and me.
You know?
In that case, I'm gonna go by myself too!
Just a second.
Wait, how come?
How about that?
Just wait and see! I'm gonna use my totally awesome spirit power to get the mastermind's identity! Laughing loudly, Hiro left the dining hall.
Everyone's really gonna go off by themselves?
What about you, Hina?
I guess I'll do the same thing.
But,
I mean, it's not that I don't trust everyone, you know?
'cause I'm...
But up till now, I haven't really been all that useful. I just depended on Sakura and everyone else.
You're not useless! If you hadn't been here, I would've died!
But Makoto! Yeah, that's really nice of you to say.
But,
But you still, I know I've mostly been totally useless.
okay.
So I figured at least here at the end, maybe I can find something that'll help us all get out of here. So I'm gonna go off and do it all on my own. Okay, see you later.
Hina was in surprisingly high spirits as she dashed out of the dining hall. And once again, it's just us two.
Indeed.
Now that we're alone, can you please suck my dick? Jesus Christ. So you're gonna go off on your own too, right, Kyoko?
However,
Well, don't misunderstand. Just because we're going to do our searches separately, doesn't mean we can't still work together.
so
That goes for all of us.
I think I see what you mean. Doing our own investigating doesn't mean we can't work together in the end. I should just see it as us splitting up to cover more ground. And then we can get back together and share what we found. Yeah, that's right!
so then,
Well then, I better get going. I have an endless list of things I need to check.
correct.
Monokuma said all the doors in the school have been unlocked, right? So we should be able to investigate every nook and cranny in the school.
We can visit all the places we couldn't go before.
Makoto.
No matter what it takes, we have to uncover the truth. By any means necessary.
With that, Kyoko was gone, leaving only me. I don't have time to waste either. I have to begin my search. I still can't believe the mastermind might be one of us. So that's what I have to prove. But yet again, there's so much contradiction in that. I'll prove the mastermind isn't one of us! I'll expose the mastermind's true identity and solve the mystery of the school. Guess who solves this? Guess who solves it? And then we can all escape together! I also start taking another look at Mukuro's Monokuma file starting next time on Danganronpa. Yep, we're gonna continue on this in the final session of the game. The investigation, the class trial, the ending is gonna be tomorrow. Now, the only thing is that I'm a lot more ahead by the time I'm on this, so yeah. By the time you're watching this, I am probably completely done with this game. And by that point, yeah, and there's still more to do, so I'm gonna be on this game even after tomorrow to do the bonus episode and then the closing thoughts afterwards. But yeah, thank y'all so much for coming by to Danganronpa. We will end this off next time, where we go ahead with the investigation and we get finished with this game finally for the second time. Anyways, peace, peeps.